Wait, what even is Blade Strangers anyways? Please consider the following. Released in 2018 for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and PC, Blade Strangers is an indie fighting game made by Studio Saizen Sen and Nicholas, or at least Nicholas published it. It could be either one or the other. I've heard both, but not many people know what this game is, and even if they did, they probably just don't care. I bought this game 2 years ago because Gunvolt was in it, and that's it actually. I had just gotten into Gunvolt in August of that year, 2023, and when I found out in December that Gunvolt was in a fighting game, I kind of just had to check it out for myself. The game's roster is surprisingly small actually, and out of the 17 characters in it, I only recognize 5. 2 are from the game itself, and the rest are from games I bet even Blade Strangers fans haven't even heard of before. To the GV-obsessed Axel of the past, that really didn't make a difference considering she would only play Gunvolt, but now, honestly it feels weird. Really weird, you know? It's like empty. Blade Strangers is your run-of-the-mill fighting game besides that, kind of. You get your story, your arcade mode, versus, training, missions, and online play. The gameplay itself is actually kind of fun. The first thing you'd notice is the glaring lack of motion controls. You know, the big motions that you make with your joystick before pressing a button to input a move. Nope, there's actually not much of that. Blade Strangers relies on button combos actually. And while it's a little hard to grasp at first, at least for me it was, once you get the hang of it, it's actually really fun. There's this one other video from this year that talks about Blade Strangers, and according to them, apparently the reason for the lack of motion controls was to make it more appealing to players new to fighting games. And while I'm not really new to these things, I was 7 when I played Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I played my fair share of Smash Bros, and I've had my time with Skullgirl Second Encore. I still suck bad, so this actually helped a lot. Initially, I thought the game was okay. I only played Gunvolt, so naturally that means I only went through his storyline too. The story itself didn't really have anything to it. Maybe I've been pampered by Skullgirls, but I did kinda expect a little more. From what I remember, the general story goes like this. The character you're playing is summoned to some world to defeat this one guy because they're evil or whatever. You go through a bunch of other characters, there's dialogue here and there that kinda doesn't really contribute to anything, and then you go and take down that evil girl and go home. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's really just what it felt like. I even played it recently, but I still can't remember much. Besides that, I initially thought that the mechanics were lacking, most notably... Hey, I can't juggle. How do you launch? You can't? What? Turns out, they actually do teach you how to do air combos, just through the missions instead of the tutorials menu. There isn't really a certain button that launches opponents in the air, I don't think. But then again, I only play Gunvolt, so I can't really be sure. I've seen countless times that Shovel Knight can launch his opponents in the air with his throws, though. Okay, so... whatever. This game sounds fun, but there's not really much to get from single player. This is the part where I would have described how multiplayer feels, but here's the kicker. I've never played Blade Strangers online, and even if I wanted to, you think I could? This game is pretty dead. Deader than dead, kind of. From what I've seen on the Steam discussion page, apparently the online play is a little delayed, so if you're playing that way, it'd suck. You could always use Parsec or something, but honestly, who am I kidding? Even so, would anyone be interested in the first place? You don't really see much of Blade Strangers today. I mean, besides that one video I keep referencing, when have you ever seen it in the wild at all? It's a small game by kind of obscure studios with characters not many really recognize. Of course you're not gonna have many talking about it or really playing it. Interest in it doesn't really exist, and those who are pretty rare to come by. The game itself is fine, albeit kinda empty, but it doesn't really matter how good the game is, huh? Some things just don't get their time in the spotlight. Blade Strangers had potential. It invited a little spin to the usual fighting game style I've never really seen before, and have characters who have never been in fighting games a chance to really shine out in the arena. Though I feel as if the fact that it contained a bunch of obscure characters really dragged it down. I'm glad that they were all there, but people just didn't really recognize them, never bothering to give the game a try because of that. I hope that one day they release a sequel to the game. Refined online play, the ability to switch from the standard controls fighting games use to what Blade Strangers uses instead. More characters? Definitely. And maybe just a little more meat on the bones that is the story mode. More people deserve to see this game, and this game deserves a chance. Why else do you think I made this video? That's probably enough, like, considering how that one guy who made that one video that I keep referencing, like, he has, like, so many more subscribers than I do. What am I gonna do? I'm literally just here, but it's not like I'm allowed to try. Any kind of voice changer content, honestly, is kind of a win to me, so it's whatever. I kind of don't care. Okay, I've never made a video before, like, it really fell apart in the end. I'm like ad-libbing this part even though I had it scripted. How do I end it? Could I just do this?